Hi everyone, thanks so much for watching. In today's video, I have the perfect makeup tag. So I saw Andrea Matillano, I think is how you say her last name. She's one of my favorite ladies to watch here on YouTube. I just love her. I love how she explains products. I love her reviews and just her personality. She's lovely. So she did this makeup tag a couple of weeks ago. So I absolutely love any sort of makeup tag video. And so when I saw her do it, I thought, oh, perfect. I love that. Let's do that as well. So I will link her channel as well as her video. I know she did get the idea from a couple of other ladies who I'm not familiar with. So I'll maybe link their information below too in case you want to check out who originally created this makeup tag. So question number 1, which primer creates the perfect base? Now I will say I don't think really most of the products I have here are high-end products. I have a couple of drugstore price point products. Most of these are high-end. Quite a few of these products are very expensive. So just know that going in. If that's going to be upsetting to you, please don't watch this video. My perfect primer, my perfect base is from Bobbi Brown, and it's the vitamin enriched face base. I've talked about this product lots. It's expensive. Bobbi Brown is expensive. It is this beautiful, I want to say like a luxurious moisturizer is how I would describe this product. It's this very thick moisturizer. It is beautiful. It has this citrusy type scent to it. Now for me, I have dry, eczema prone, incredibly irritable skin. And so I don't wear this every day because it's just too expensive. I would go through that little container in, maybe a couple of months. But I do use this anytime my skin is drier than normal, irritated because I've gone in with products where maybe I shouldn't have, or my skin has reacted to them. Anytime my skin is just not its best self, I go in with this and it just hydrates, soothes it, and makes my makeup look better than it would without this product. So for me, this creates the best base. Now, there's lots of products that are similar, but I don't want to say exactly the same as this. I could use this every single day and it would just make my skin feel better. Like I could use this not as a primer, but as a moisturizer. And it would make my skin, it's hydrating and soothing and calming. And I love it for that. Now, Good Molecules makes a primer that is also very nice. Super hydrating, just not quite as good as this one. I think it's called like is it their silicone primer, or maybe it's the no silicone primer? It's something like that. Touch and Soul makes one, the Glassy Skin Primer, Glassy Skin Balm. It's a very similar product and it's really nice, but those just don't quite do what this product does for me, which is just soothe my irritated, angry skin when I've damaged it by going in with too many actives, or I've got an eczema flare-up. I know I can put this over top and it's not going to hurt my skin. It's going to make it feel better. So for me, I've had many of these over the years. This is a staple in my collection. Okay, question number 2. Which foundation has the perfect finish? Now again, I have lots of foundations I love, and they have lots of different finishes. But when I had to just pick one, it's this one for me. This is from Fenty Beauty. This is the Ease Drop Blurring Skin Tint. I have it in shade number 3. There's quite a few things I like about this. And I know for a lot of people, it's really hit or miss. Some people really like this and some people don't. This is what I love about it. It's a nice thin formula. And it feels hydrating for me. I've heard other people say they find this drying. I don't. It's this hydrating, balmy foundation. First of all, this the color match for me, I feel like is very, very close to just what my natural skin is. Like if I blend that out for a few minutes, it's hard to see where my skin is and where the foundation is. Like it's a pretty good color match for me. And so for that reason, I love it. I also love it because the finish is skin-like. It's this satin finish to it. It's not dry, but it's not overly dewy either. It just looks like my skin, but better. It's light to maybe light medium coverage, which is, you know, the coverage level that I like. I just feel like through the day, this wears beautifully. It doesn't break down, it doesn't separate, it doesn't kind of just fall apart on my face. It allows my natural oils to come through in the day, which I love. It has just this beautiful satin skin-like finish, and I really love it. And again, I have lots of foundations I love in my collection for a whole bunch of reasons, but this is the one that if I just have to pick one that is that perfect finish for me, it's this one. I love it. It's the right amount of coverage. It's the right amount of that kind of satin finish that I love. Yeah, it's beautiful. I bet you I'm almost done this. Actually, I'm gonna have to order another one, but I love it. I reach for it all the time. Question number 3, which concealer has the perfect finish? This is one of the more affordable products in my lineup here in front of me. This is the concealer from The Ordinary. I know I've talked this product to death. If you have not tried this concealer, go order it. Just order it. It's like $5 or $6. Of course, all these products I'll link below, so you can just click on them and get to this site if you want to check them out. This is just called the concealer. It's a high coverage formula. I think it's about $5. I have it in the shade 1.2N. This is my second tube, and I did just recently order in a third. Let me put a little bit here so you can see it. Now this is a high coverage concealer. When I just barely spread it out there, you can see that if you wanted full coverage, this could give it to you. But I put it on with a sponge and I blend it out, and I feel like I can get the more light medium coverage that I want. I love this because, first of all, I love this neutral shade. Like, it's brightening for me, which I do like a little bit of brightening around my eyes. So, but it doesn't have any pinkiness. It doesn't have any yellowness to it. It is truly just a neutral brightening shade for me. I love how creamy it is. It is extremely creamy. Like it feels almost, well, I don't want to say balmy because it doesn't feel greasy, but it does feel very creamy. I do have to set this or it will crease. I also have to go in with a very little amount or it will crease, but I'm able to work with it and get the beautiful, soft, brightened, concealed eye that I want. And so I love it for that. I love how this wears throughout the day. It doesn't separate. It doesn't break up funny. It sits so nice over top of eczema. When I have eczema, I get eczema mostly on this eye, up on the lid, and then just recently, I'm getting it now underneath my eye as well. So that's awesome. I love that. I feel like because it's so creamy, it almost smooths it out a little bit. It's like putting a lotion on top. And so I like it for that, for all those reasons. I love how it looks. I love how it wears. I love the color. This is my perfect concealer right now. Of course, things change, right? Like next year, these will probably be all different products that I would pick, but these are the ones that I grabbed this time out of my collection. Okay, question number 4, which powder gives the perfect blur? Well, that was easy. It's this one from Charlotte Tilbury. Again, I have lots of powders I love, but this is magic. There's something in this product, it's absolute magic. This is the Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder. I have it in the shade 1 Fair. You can see I'm almost out of it. I will absolutely repurchase. I do go through these kind of quickly, so I don't use this to set my entire face. How I use this is when I am all done with my makeup, I've set, everything's on, I'm getting ready to head out the door. I will take this on a puff. This is the puff I use here. It's by Beauty Blender. And I will just take a very little bit of this and I will press it in mostly this area here where I have enlarged pores and where I have imperfections and where my makeup tends to crease around my mouth a little bit. It sets it down, it prevents that creasing from happening, and it totally blurs out this whole area so that my skin looks softer and more perfected. This, honestly, I've never found a powder that did exactly what this one does. I do have the new one from Kosas. It's very nice. I just don't think it quite does what this does. This is magic. This is a magic powder. I have heard the number 7 powder is very similar to that. I can't find it here in Canada, but the next time I get down to the US and can get to an Ulta, I'm absolutely going to pick that powder up because I've heard it's a dupe for this one, but I haven't tried that. I can't verify it. But if you're lucky enough to live somewhere where you can get access to that number 7 powder, maybe give that a try because I have heard it's a dupe for that. Okay. Question number 5, which bronzer has the perfect undertone? I thought that was such an interesting question. I have a lot of bronzers in my collection, both powder and cream. Right now I am leaning more towards cream products. It's the summer. I love a dewy look. I have dry skin. So I focus mostly on my cream bronzers when I was thinking about undertone. And I actually sat here last night and I swatched a whole bunch of my bronzers. Okay, let me show you kind of my top maybe 4 bronzers in my collection. This first one I'm gonna show you is from Soul Body, which is from ColourPop. And it's this bronzer here, and it's the Face and Body Bronzing Balm, and I have it in the shade Light. I love this bronzer. I use it all the time. Let me show you the shade of this though. It's beautiful, right? I love it. However, it is a little bit of a red undertone. Okay, that's that one. Let's put on this one from e.l.f. This is the new putty bronzer, and I have it in the shade Tan Lines, I think. Where does it say? Yes, Tan Lines. Okay, I'm gonna use a clean finger. This also, I love this bronzer. Love it. Let's put it there. So that's Tan Lines there. You can see it also, sorry, I'm just the worst at swatching, but you can see they're also a little bit red. Now, I feel like when I put them on my face, that doesn't translate as much. Okay, let's put this one on. This is from Tarte. This is a mini of the Breezy Cream Bronzer in Seychelles. Okay, let's try to do better with our swatches. Okay, that's that one there. Now, all of these I love. I use all of these all the time. But when I was going through the one that I love the best, it's this one. It's this one by Fenty. This is the Cheeks Out Freestyle Cream Bronzer. I have it in 02 Butter Biscuit. Let me show you this product. It's for the undertone that I'm going for here. It's most similar to the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer, I think, but there is something about the shade of this, the undertone of this, that for my skin tone, I feel like this one's the most flattering. Now I use all of these and I love all of them. These are probably my top 4 cream bronzers. But if I have to pick one where the undertone I think is what suits me the best, it's this one from Fenty in the Butter Biscuit shade. I mean, all of these are beautiful, but this is a beautiful bronzer. I do love it. I do reach for it all the time. I mean, again, all of them I like. The e.l.f. one I really like. This one from Tarte I really like. I reach for it all the time. I feel like it blends out the easiest out of all of them. But if I had to pick one just based on undertone, it would be this one. So all these products I did actually put on today. So I went in with the Bobbi Brown face base. I used the Fenty foundation. I've got the Ordinary concealer on. And then I went in with this cream bronzer and bronzed. And I feel like it's easy to blend and it's beautiful. And as far as undertones go, that's probably the one in my collection that is best suited to me. Question number 6, which blush has the perfect shade? This was easy for me. It's this bronzer from Bare Minerals. I am addicted to this. I can't even put it down. This is in the shade Kiss of Pink. It is so gorgeous. Oh my goodness. Put it there so you can see it. I use this as a blush, and I will even take it up and use it as a bronzer, like a blush bronzer, right? Which I think looks so pretty and sun-kissed. It's just the most gorgeous shade. I absolutely love this shade. I think there's lots of blushes. Again, I have a million blushes. I don't know even how many blushes I have. And I'm loving cream blushes right now. But I am topping every cream blush I put on my face with this right now. I love how this looks. Again, it's what I have on today. It does have a little bit of a shimmer. Well, I don't want to say shimmer. It's more like a satin finish to it than a shimmer finish, but it is so pretty. And I'm just, for the summer, I'm absolutely in love with this. I think these are limited edition. If you're debating trying this, the formula is beautiful. Lots of the shades are beautiful. This one in Kiss of Pink is just the one that I really called to me. And because I am so fair, I love it. I'm reaching for it every day. So it's my perfect shade right now. I love it. Okay, the next question number 7, which highlighter has the perfect finish? Now, again, lots of highlighters I love, lots of cream highlighters I love. But when I was thinking about just in terms of finish, it's this from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Film Star Bronze and Glow. I love both of these products that are in here. Now, this is the mini, and I don't think you can get the mini right now. It was limited edition back at Christmas time. I think it was, I want to say it was $40, and I think the full size is like $80 or something. Knowing how much I love this, I would buy the full size of this. But on this side, you have the bronze, which is gorgeous. Let me show you the bronze here. It's so light and subtle, but for me, for my skin tone, it's really pretty. But the product that I love the most is the highlight. Let me get some on here so you can see. I love this. I love this as a highlight. It's the highlight I have on today. I love it as a brow bone highlight. I've used it like that. I've used it all over the lid. Let me see if I can show you. I don't know if I can get it to show up. To be honest, it is so subtle. Yeah, I don't know. Well, maybe you can see a little bit of that shift. And I feel like that's what it does. It's not a punchy highlight. It is a soft, subtle, not shimmery, that's not the right word, satin shift. Like, it's so pretty. I reach for it all the time. It doesn't enhance texture. It doesn't make this area look, just emphasize any of the wrinkles. None of that. It just sits beautiful and gives me this little bit of a shift here where I love. It's the highlighter in my collection that has the best finish for me. It sits beautifully on my skin. I absolutely love it. Number 8, which lipstick has the perfect formula? So I'm not wearing a ton of lipsticks, like traditional bullet lipsticks. I'm just not really wearing. My lips are so dry. I need something super hydrating, like always. When I want to reach for a little bit of color for my lips, it's these from Tarte. Now, these aren't a lipstick, they're a tinted lip balm. And I have 2 shades. I have Wish and Rose. So this is the shade Wish. That's all that I have left of this. This is the color I have on my lips today. They have the most beautiful minty scent to them, and it gives the most beautiful little bit of color to my lips. Now this Wish shade is one of my favorites. It's like a My Lips but better. It's balmy, it's glossy, they smell nice, they taste nice, they feel nice on my lips. This is the shade Rose. This is newer to me, so I have more of this one. I've had just so many of these over the years in my collection. I love these. This is my perfect lip formula right now. Now I've got lots of glosses I love. I've got lipsticks I love. But if my lips are feeling dry, which most days they are, these are what I reach for. I feel like it's an all-in-one, right? It gives me a little bit of color, it hydrates my lips, and it gives me that glossiness. So yeah, I love them. Again, I've had lots of them over the years, and that's my top lip formula for sure. Okay, number 9, which palette has the perfect shimmers? Now, I know I say it all the time, but I don't wear a lot of shadow. So palettes are not something that are ever, I don't even really give them much thought, right? Most of my palettes I've got in beauty subscriptions, and that's the case with this one. So this is from Tarte, and it's the Rainforest of the Sea Volume 3 eyeshadow palette. Now, I don't think you can get this right now. I don't see it on the Sephora site, and I don't see it on the Tarte website, but these Rainforest of the Seas, they come out with these all the time. They do have one on there. It's just a different version of this one. First of all, the compacts are beautiful. They're heavy, they're weighted. When you open it up, it's got a nice mirror in it. And then these are the shades here. So it's got this one shade that's kind of more of a satin shade, which I like to go in, which is what I did today. I just went in all over the lid with it. And then the rest of these are shimmers, and they're beautiful shimmers. Like I said, I don't wear a lot of eyeshadow. So for me, eyeshadow is usually just an all over shade and then a shimmer on the lid, because I'm not a makeup artist, you guys. It needs to be pretty quick and easy. That's the shade I went in with today all over the lid. Oh, that's the shade Escape. I see the shades are there. So I'll swatch a couple just so you can see. That's kind of 3 of the shades there. They're beautiful. They sit really nice on the lids. They don't make my lids look more crepey than they are, which I do struggle with. I have quite crepey upper lids, so I need something that's gonna sit and not make it look more textured than it already is. I've had this for quite a few years, I wanna say at this point, and whenever I need something a little shimmery on the lid, this is what I go in with. Now you can see, I don't do that very often because it looks pretty much like a brand new palette, but yeah, that's 3 of the shades there. They are really pretty, really subtle shades, which, you know, is what I love, right? And neutral colors, again, because I don't do anything super funky. So that's a shimmer palette that in my collection. I don't have a ton of palettes. They sit behind me there, but when I need something shimmery, that's the one I reach for. Okay, last question. Question number 10. Which palette has the perfect story? Again, for me, it's neutrals, right? Like I don't do anything, I'm not doing yellows or oranges or reds or anything wild and crazy. Most days I don't even wear shadow. When I want to just have one palette, like let's say I'm going on a trip. Remember when we could go on trips? If I'm going on a trip and I want to take an eyeshadow palette, I would grab this little quad from e.l.f. And this is the Bite Size eyeshadow, and it's in Cream and Sugar. It's super boring and I love it. So I've got an all over shade. I can deepen up the crease a little bit. I can use this as a bit of a liner. I can smoke out the lower lash line if I'm getting real crazy. And then I've got 2 shimmer shades in here. For me, this is just a beautiful all over one and done palette. So that's my all over shade. That's one of the shimmers, the other shimmer, and the darker shade there. And it's an easy palette for me. It's, you know, the things I love, which is neutral, easy, kind of boring. It has all those elements to it. And I think this was like $3 or something. So yeah, this is my color story that I would grab, right? This is everything I need right in there. So there we have it, the perfect makeup tag. I hope this was entertaining. I hope you enjoyed watching. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you would subscribe, that would be amazing. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye everyone.